pagi, perkenalkan terlebih dahulu nama saya Idfi Pancani. Not really deeply about what it's like Jakarta, especially in the past. So this route we're going to take you is the route, to know about Jakarta as the capital city in the old past. So I have to introduce first Jakarta from the very first beginning. So back then in 15th century, Jakarta was Sunda Kelapa. Okay, that's the initial name of Jakarta. Sunda for the land of Sunda, because we are actually in the land of Sunda. Kelapa is the coconut. So in this land of Sunda, there are a lot of coconut trees. That's why we call it Sunda Kelapa. Well, I suppose that's the idea. And then when the Dutch arrived to Sunda Kelapa, they switched the name from Sunda Kelapa to Batavia. But before that, there was a little bit like a visit from Portuguese coming to Sunda Kelapa. But then the local kingdom, which collaborated with the Portuguese, they have to be kicked. They were kicked by the kingdom surrounding Sunda here. We have Banten, we have some kingdoms. They work together to kick out the foreigners, because the idea of we are not accepting any foreigners in this area. They changed the name Jakarta into Batavia, and for the next 3.5 centuries until 1942, the name Batavia exists. And then when the Japanese came in 1942 until 1945, the name changed into Jakarta, and then we have back Jakarta as the name of the capital city. So we are now going to take you to the time machine. Let's go back to, let's say, 17, 18, 19, and very early of 20th century. That's when the Batavia was here, when the Dutch ruled this city, not this country. It's actually the interesting fact, the Dutch did not rule the whole nation for the 3.5 century. It's actually a false fact. So the real fact is some part of Indonesia, included Batavia. I'm going to give you a little bit brief information about what we just passed before. It was the mosque. Okay, so anyone of you, have you ever been there? The Grand Mosque? Probably some of you, yes. Well, few of you never been there. So the previous, what we know it today as the Grand Mosque, it was actually in the past was called Wilhelmina Park. It's a huge park named after one of the queens of Holland, of Netherlands, Wilhelmina. So, but then in 1950 it was changed into the mosque. Okay, and one of the interesting facts about the mosque is the architect of the mosque is, anyone of you knows about it? Who is the architect of the Grand Mosque of Masjid Istiqlal? He was actually Christian from North Sumatra, which is, his name is Frederick Silaban. Live about the mosque. We have here one of the historical places here in Jakarta. Like I told you before, there is one hotel, one continuously operating hotel, which is called Sriwijaya Hotel. It is included as the oldest continuously operating hotel here in Indonesia, especially in Batavia. Well, it is firstly operated in 1830. Alright, 1830. The name of the hotel was firstly Cavadino Hotel, named after the owner, Mr. Cavadino. And the hotel was really, really popular. So, it was there as the Hotel Cavadino until 18 1870 something. Then the owner sold the Cavallino, and then it was changed into, well, a new hotel called Du Lion d'Or. It was like French because the owner was French, so it was Du Lion d'Or. And then years after, it was changed to the Park Hotel, and then started from 1950. It's called Geraha Sriwijaya Hotel Management. That's why it is called Sriwijaya Hotel. Again, from 1830. Okay, and this area is one of the hotel was kind of a very strategic area of position because it's very close to the central commercial, which is Pasar Baru, the new market. It's called the new market or Pasar Baru since 1820 because before this Pasar Baru exists, there had been another pasar or another markets. Pasar Senin, Pasar Jatinegara, they're all so way much older than Pasar Baru. Okay? And right in front of us is Kali Ciliwung. Okay? And back long time ago in the era of Batavia in the 18th century, 19th century, this area was a very green area. It was a forest, it was a jungle, it was a swamp. So the one who played around, it wasn't human being, it wasn't people or whoever, but it was creatures. It was crocodiles, it was rhinoceros, it was the Javan tigers. How do you call it? Rawa itu, swamp areas, yeah, with wild animals in it. So the Dutch thought because the area was still virgin, we can convert this area into like a new area for the new habitat, for the healthiest one. They built healthier atmosphere, healthier, neighborhood with European architectures. All those buildings were with the Renaissance with the Empire architect or with the Renaissance. So a lot of architecture styles happening that time, and it was all European styles. That's why if you go further to the east, you can find Gedung Asuransi Jakarta (GKJ). It's a very classic part, right? And then if you go back to the southern part, you can see a lot of big European buildings. Okay, now let's go continue. But the most popular one is martabak. So if you are a foreigner or if your locals has a foreigner friends, please take them to taste what it is like, the best dessert in this country. It's called martabak, the best street food of this country, martabak. And one of the best martabak can be found here. It's called martabak 65A, martabak 65. Kalau suka makanan, suka kuliner, harus datang ke Pecenongan dan merasakan seperti apa itu martabak Toblerone, martabak Nutella. Mas, wah enak sekali mas, tapi harganya mas bikin enak dompet. On this street, we could see this kind of building. European architecture on the right, left side, long Ciliwung River. Okay. Well, unfortunately nowadays we only have views, okay, with modern or architecture yang nggak jelas. Sorry to say, I have oops. Okay. So we are in between two old colonial buildings, we call it. Why it is colonial building? Because it was built during the colonial era, during the Dutch. Here, on our right side, there is one saying Santa Maria. Santa Maria. Normally, if the name started with Santa or Santo, it has to be the Catholic building. So it belongs to the Catholic. or it has something with Catholicism, right? And Santa Maria here, it was built in the mid 19th century, in 1850 something. So this Santa Maria has been known as the Biara. Asuransi Jiwasraya yang memang sudah dikenal sebagai salah satu perusahaan asuransi yang lama eksis di Indonesia. Nah, awal muasalnya memang di abad ke-19 mulai dibangun juga untuk perusahaan asuransi yang dulu dimiliki oleh Hindia Belanda atau oleh pemerintah Belanda. Kemudian terjadi nasionalisasi, tapi pemerintah Belanda hanya mengakui yang ada di Belanda saja, sehingga pada akhirnya yang ada di Indonesia mereka diberikan kepada pemerintah Indonesia lah, kemudian diberikan sebagai perusahaan asuransi kita kenal sekarang dengan Jiwasraya. Tapi untuk referensi ini kalau Anda nanti mau menulis apa segala macam, tolong di cross check. Because what I tell you is just one reference, where I take it also from references. So if you want to write things about this trip or the walking tour, you might better, cross check. Around here as well, we have this Indo Grosir, we have street, we have bridge, we have, crossroads, that's all. But then you're going to listen to a story, a very short story. Okay, as I mentioned before, that along this street is a very trendy street, prestigious street, with rich Europeans inside stayed here, including one of the most probably iconic spot in this area is that corner. We may not see anything else, only fences with trees, but nothing. But until 1985, it was a home of Society Harmoni. Society Harmoni is like a social house, a social club named Harmoni. What house? It's a social house. So it was initiated by we could still see the Society of Batavia. But from that 1985, it's changed into a space of our beloved government of this of Sekretariat Negara. It's good, no? No. It's no good lah. Sedih ya. In the Batavia era, this street is known as the North Way. Across the street is called Raceway. And then here, if you go south from the corner, go further to the south, it's called the Raceway Way. Okay. Now we call it Jalan Majapahit. Yeah. There is one interesting thing there. Doing like a ballerina kind of thing. A statue. Do you see a statue? One statue? Do you have any idea what kind of statue? What is the name of the statue? Huh? Achilles. Well, the brother, yeah. Saudara atau the family. Okay. So, do you know French fashion brand? if we talk about the mythology, the Greek mythology, if we talk about God and goddess, it is known as the god of trade. The god of trade. This area is known for the trading, untuk perniagaan, untuk perdagangan, ya. Jadi that's why they put that, statue of Hermes as a symbol that this area is the area of trade. We need a protection. We need a protector. We need a God. We need a guidance from the one who is the God of trade to make it, prosper, to make it wealthy and everything. Alright? Tapi nanti bisa di cross check juga, selain sebagai dewa trade, sebagai dewa perniagaan, perdagangan, kesejahteraan, dia juga punya fungsi apa lagi? Kalau nggak salah dia juga sebagai pembawa pesan. Until the 20th century, until 1930, we could still see, tram passing around in every corner of the street, on the north, south, west, east. We could still enjoy, witness, and see the colonial buildings with European architectures, okay, including the Societe Harmoni, which become
Parking area.
Hotel, namanya Hotel Marriott, ya, Marriott Hotel. Dia dibangun juga sama di abad ke-19, so it was built in mid-19th century. The first functions of the building was a hotel. It's called Marriott Hotel, okay? And then, the functions of the hotel exist for a couple of decades until they changed it into a retail shops. Jadi boleh tadi coba dicek di situ. Jadi toko retail. Kalau nggak salah namanya ada Burgnya gitu. I forgot the name of the retail shops, but it is said that one of the biggest retail shops here in Batavia, which sold, clothes, like a lot of stuff they sold back in that area. And then after the independence we had, so they changed into bank, as we know now as Bank Tabungan Negara. And luckily they still protect the architecture. They did not demolish, they did not destroy like one in Harmoni, just like the Harmoni, so we still can enjoy this taste or the feel of colonial architecture. Jalan Gajah Mada, here, passing from the south to north is Gajah Mada, and the reverse from north to south is Jalan Hayamuro. But during the Batavia era, these two streets is known as Molenvliet. Just one name, Molenvliet. Molen itu adalah kincir, the mill. Lake is like aliran, jadi aliran dengan kincir. So why is it called Molenvliet? Because back then during the Batavia era, in this area, along Molenvliet area, and also the north wing, there were some factories, sugarcane factories, which produced sugars, and also a lot of factories. So those factories used the molen, probably to clean up the dirt, to just purify the water whatsoever. Okay, and the first function of the tunnel was to, well, because during when the Dutch, when they first arrived here in Batavia, they saw the area of Molenvliet was filled with swamps. And when it is the rainy seasons, the swamp cannot hold all the waters. That's why Jakarta, centuries ago, has been known as the floody areas. So it's not only for us today, but since the past, since centuries ago. And that's the functions of this tunnel. So they built the tunnel in 17th century, helped by the Chinese workers. So those who make up, those who construct these tunnels were all the Chinese. And the one who led is the Chinese captain, known as the Bang. That's why it's called also as the Bang or the Bing Blade. That's the first name of the Molenvliet. Talk while we're enjoying the breeze, okay? At the breeze, I mean. It's so breezy now. So, remember I told you about the countryside with the countryside houses, with the countryside mansions, the countryside villas. This is one of the only remaining villas. Remaining. Yang masih bertahan, yang masih ada di kawasan Molenvliet.
Tadinya ini rumah perorangan aja.
Jadi rumah ini dimiliki oleh seorang dibangunnya dimiliki oleh seorang satu di antara salah satu gubernur jenderal yang ke-31 ya. Namanya aku selalu ingatnya hanya nama komennya aja, namanya The Clerk. Ya, jadi siapa namanya? Rainer the Clerk kalau nggak salah. Jadi si Bapak Rainer the Clerk ini di abad ke-18 di 1760 kalau nggak salah dia buat ya, sebelumnya di tahun 1960 atau somewhere in 1760. So he constructed this mansion, this villa for him and for his family. So actually the original size of the whole mansions with the lawns, with the gardens, everything, it's 20,000 meters square. That's the original one, including the main house, including the south, the north gate, including the one, the patio, including the backyard, including all those garden and everything. That's 20,000 meters square. That's the original one. And then centuries gone by, all we can see now is only 9,000 meters square left.
9,000?
Iya, hanya 9.000 meter, nggak nyampe 1 hektar sisanya. Ya, sisanya sudah habis oleh bangunan-bangunan komersil atau perkantoran yang ada di sini. Ya, dengan gaya arsitektur yang kalau kita lihat ada beberapa kombinasi. Aku bukan arsitek, I'm not an architect, so actually it's not my portion to describe every single thing about the architecture. But I might say, based on my reference or based on my experience, I can feel, the European or the colonial architectures for sure. Any one of you architect here or have the architect background? No. So the colonial one, the European style, it's very obvious in the front part. But if you and then on the right, on the north and the south wing, it's very European too. Normally it has like the high ceiling, the high roof, okay, a big constructions, and also if you go further, with this ornament, the craft, you can see it's very European. But then if you go back to the inner part on the north and the south wings, you see this type of tapal kuda shape.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's more Chinese-like. Okay, so it's like a combination between Oriental and also the West.